Okay, looks like we're live. Welcome, everyone. This is the December 4th, 2016 uGame.com, uGameHub.com hangout for the FireFan app this Sunday here at 1 o'clock. Got a lot of stuff to go over. I got with me John Griffith. John, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you guys?
And Richard Beck. Richard, how are you?
Doing good.
Good. We'll get all back to you guys here in just a minute. We got a lot to go over today. The FireFan app, they launched like they said there were. We're still in beta. John's got a lot to talk about. Richard's got a bunch to talk about. I've got a whole bunch to talk about, but we'll get to that just in a minute. But I want to welcome all the viewers for checking in with us this Sunday morning. Whether you're watching this live or on a replay, we certainly appreciate you the time and effort that you've done to join us, and we'll give you a good bit of content today. We're going to last about a half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes today. We do these hangouts every Sunday morning, or every Sunday afternoon, at 1 p.m., and we try to go to about 1:30, a little bit longer. As the year winds down, we have two more hangouts for this year, and then on Christmas Day, we're going to pass, obviously, for Christmas Day. Be watching, though, the website here at uGameHub.com. To the right of this broadcast window, we have our schedule. And we're going to also be importing or implementing some links to some additional hangouts we're going to do. And we'll share some of that probably next week. We're still debating on how we're going to go about it, whether it's going to be team, conference, league, or beginner, advanced. We're going to get into all that, next week. But going into 2017, we're going to be doing more than just this Sunday hangout. So I'm going to start with you, John. How do you think so far? How are you doing so far?
Well, I'm having a ball with this app. As I told you a minute ago, I've got 3 different devices that I'm playing games on right now. Yeah. And the game's running a whole lot smoother than it did on the very first launch day, which was truly an absolute disaster because of, at some points during the early part of the launch, I understand there were 40 to 50,000 people trying to download the app a minute. So, we've certainly got a hit on our hand. This is, I played in a game on Thursday night football, had about 70 people in the game, played last Monday night, and we had over 200 playing in that game. But it's flowing quicker. If you are playing the game, you want to be sure and use the chat feature. And, that kind of adds a whole new dimension to the game. And I'm trying to get it called up right now. If you guys can see this, the chat feature is the second button over, but this thing will come up. You can see that there are a bunch of people chatting in this game. They're trash talking. They're calling each other out. It's just fun. It's like a live Snapchat environment just during this game. So all of that will go away. The other part of this is that if you are, I know we've talked about this, but let me see if I can get it up on this phone here.
Yeah, I'm playing the Detroit Saints game right now.
Right,
and,
right.
Yeah, and these are two pass happy teams, and so I think I've hit every single pass pick I've made so far. The score is 10-3, and this is going to be a high scoring game. So when you pick, I'm learning a little bit more and more, like we all are every time we play. If you actually picked a touchdown or a field goal on every single drive, or maybe even a punt makes better sense on every single drive, I wonder how that would work out versus point wise. Statistically, and all these statistics after the first year we'll be able to determine it. But as we all agree, it gets very creative. It makes you look at playing football a little bit different from a different perspective, an entirely different perspective.
Right. I will, excuse me, I will tell you, and I've been obviously a football fan for forever and ever and ever, but, I have never until this game launched ever actually gone and taken a look at what the predictions are, going to Google and looking up the game and reading a little bit about the people that know a little bit about a lot more about this matchup than I do, and then making my pregame picks based on what they say. Usually I just turn the TV on and off we go. But now, because of that and because of the competitive level of this game, and what will end up happening here, folks, is that if you can get all of your friends, family, and let them get all of their friends, family engaged in any particular game that you're all going to play in, the bragging rights that happen at the end of the game will fuel you to the next game to play again, because you won and all your buddies didn't win. Now they want to beat you and you want to hold your spot. So it's just the competitive level. It's just added a whole new dimension to watching a football game.
You brought up a good point, and I'm going to look on mine right now on the leaders. I mean, they actually tell you, who the leader is in that game and so forth, and all the different leagues, and we went over some of the invites, how to invite, and so forth. Yeah, Richard, I was going to say the stuff you and I chatted about the other day on, starting our own the leagues and invites. What's your dog's name again?
Panda Bear. Panda Bear.
Polar Bear. Yeah, I was thinking about that as one of the leagues, because it's different. Your dog, I love your dog. It's a great dog.
Yeah.
I said we can't be playing these games during these hangouts because we're unless we're doing live screen shares, which we will do. And we're going to do that with live games. We can do it. We've got approval to do it. So, we're going to do that. But during this beta testing, as John was just talking about earlier about these push notifications, that just came out, and when they say, okay, there's new bets ready to go or new picks ready to go, it makes a world of difference when you have that. And I know John's playing right now.
Oh yeah, I'm playing right now.
And he's got keep talking, Mark, keep talking.
I am. As I said, I'm in a. Next time around, I probably won't play the noon game because of the hangout. I wish I had thought of this prior to doing it. But I've got a bunch of guys. This is kind of the competitive level of this thing. I have a bunch of guys that we've played just about every time we've had an opportunity to, and it's important to me that they don't get ahead of me in this game because the Monday night game with about 200 people playing, I won the game. Now, here's the importance of the pregame picks, that you do a little studying, that like I did. I was in sixth place when the game ended, but when the pregame picks kicked in, I leapfrogged from sixth to first. So, but it's, guys, it's just, it is a lot of fun. If you're in a game, if you get invited to a game, you can go from that, you can accept the invite and then, select that you're going to play the game and play the tokens to play the game. Go in, make your pregame picks, and then down at the bottom where the little button is, that we've all seen, bouncing up and down at the very bottom, open that up, and there'll be a button inside of that says invite. Then you can go and invite all of your friends that are players to come play that game with you. And you will all be coming into the same game no matter who promoted it or set it up. You'll all be in that game, okay? Now, you won't show up on the leaderboard until you make your pregame picks, okay? But once you've made your pregame picks, you will show up in the leaderboard, as Mark was just talking about just a second ago, which looks like that. My son is in first in this game, and I'm in fifth, so that's not a good thing. But at the beginning of this game, I had about 5 people in it, and now I've got about 15 because they all made their pregame picks right before the game started. You know, I made mine last night. Okay, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting on how it plays out. I mean, obviously we're doing football here, but have you seen in the back, Richard? Have you seen in the back of the app where, I mean, I know you've seen it where we talked about it, but where they have the different soccer. They actually have not rugby, but they have that. What's that damn game they play in India with a little stick?
Oh, cricket.
Yeah, they got cricket back there now, and then they got the soccer league.
Yeah.
The soccer league, and Manchester City is actually my favorite team because everybody hates them. Because Manchester United is one everybody loves. Manchester City, everybody hates Manchester City. So I love Manchester City. I don't even know where the hell they are. I assume it's the city itself. Not the region or the counties there. But the soccer's real popular. I'm looking forward to playing a couple of those games just to learn. Probably teach you a lot more about the game more than anything, really. Yeah. But NBA basketball is right around the corner as well. So. I'm with John. They had a little bit of a rough start, and like John said, it's light years different from when they just launched it out. But guess what? We're still in beta. And so there's going to be numerous other changes that are going to occur before it even rolls out to the general public. But once it does, and they do get some fanfare, for FireFan, it's going to be widely accepted. And to me, it's interesting that, and I think John can concur with this, and that is, and Richard as well, that, it takes about 3 weeks of playing the game to kind of, or 3 games or maybe 3 hours or whatever, but three sessions, really good, strong sessions of playing the app before you really kind of get the feel of what it does and what it can do. At least that's the way it was with me.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I mean, with any kind of technology, there's going to be glitches. And, at one point during launch day, they were experiencing volume similar to Twitter. That's a lot of volume on the first day. But what it did do is flushed out, what they call their choke points, which, they have to be able to reroute servers based on volume coming through so that the servers can move the data around. There's really no way to actually, anticipate all of what's going to happen when it's in real time and people are playing the game. But from, Thursday, it improved on Sunday. From Sunday, it improved on Sunday night. From Sunday night, it improved to Monday night, and from Monday night to Thursday night football, it had improved a considerable amount, and today it's flowing pretty good. So, these are, I'm, like I said, I'm sitting there trying to make my picks, but it's moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, I do agree. Richard, you have anything you want to add, you want to chat about here?
Yeah, I'm going to try to set up a virtual box. I got a new image of what is Chromebook. And right. I think we can run the app on Chromebook and maybe do a live split screen.
One of the things that, that John and I were talking about was that, it's in the ISO. I know the type of phone you have, Richard. I have the same kind. I do need to chat with you about that, by the way. I need some tips on stuff that but I don't. But it's because it's a Windows phone.
Yep.
The app's not in the. Is it in your phone? Have you seen
No,
it?
they haven't made an app yet for it for Windows.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And so, my system I have here.
Yeah.
And I could have every game on with all the different screens I have and be playing them all. I think I can. But I actually like to try that one time. But I don't know if you can have multiple logins to the same account at one time. I don't know if they allow that.
No, I can tell you, I've tried to log in for, I don't know about the same account, but you cannot run so far 2 different accounts on your phone because I'm trying to help my fraternity along with myself, and it won't let you log in. Now, as we talked earlier, you can play multiple games. If you're in multiple games and it's the same game, the one pick that you make on whichever device you want to play it on will parlay itself across all of them. But if you are playing different games, I think you right now would have to jump back and forth to your home screen and move between the games to make your picks, which probably is a little bit difficult at this time.
Yeah. The thing I'm interested in seeing is, with all the people, people that, we know that are on, our, without using words we're not supposed to use, right? Non-players, that's a good way of saying it. They're a non-player, but how many of those accounts can be live? I guess they're a non-player. They're still a player anyway, but, and with the whole system working all underneath one umbrella or one league or one invite to play that game. So, I'm going to try that, maybe this afternoon when I got a little more time, but, and for the late games or Sunday night game, probably better. I can just set that up for that. But the most important thing for me is that, and I'm sure for everyone else, and John, you're a good, barometer on this, and that is the, how much it has improved, rolling out of the gates. Now I got to tell you this: if they were at Twitter levels, rolling it out, to me that's not a very good sign. To me, and I think the language being used is the issue more than anything. I don't think they're at Twitter levels because, Twitter is just so huge, and if they're using that much bandwidth, with just this amount of players, just imagine what kind of bandwidth they're going to be using, when it gets, fully vested. They'll be using a quarter bandwidth of the world, world bandwidth, if they have 2 million players.
Well, the thing that happens with each one,
200,000 players.
The thing that happens with each one of these games, once they're over with, they disappear. So all the chat, all the, the only thing that doesn't disappear is the leaderboard if you are playing within a league.
Okay.
The leaderboard in the league remains. Now, one of the things that I understand that they are working on right now is a league being able to play another league. So in other words, rather than having to invite a bunch of players within your league, the league, I have a league called Rivals on Game Day, and you guys, y'all come enter it, and we'll get you in some of these games too. But there's another league that I participate in called Team All In that we're actually going to compete on Thursday Night Football with another league. I forget the name of it, but there could conceivably be, on Monday night there were over 200 people in the game, and that was just Team All In. There could be 500, 600, 700 players playing this game. But it will become United Games. They're all looking at having the ability for us to league invite a league. So all your players will get an automatic invite to come play that game. Okay. So, there are still things that are going to be added into this game. I mean, for what I understand, only about 1% to 5% of the functionality is in the game as of yet. This is a beta, so they're layering it in, just like push messages. They just put push messages in for Thursday night. So, they're going to continue to layer things in that will make the game more, and it's pretty engaging right now, but we'll make it more engaging. And if you remember, they talked about in the very beginning about there being a beginner, an intermediate, and an expert level of play. Right now, we're all playing at the beginner mode. That's all they've done. So there are new levels coming in that will have more choices during the game that players can make based on their skill level. So it's going to be it's fun now, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Richard, any kind of closing comments you want to say at all?
Yeah, it was just a matter of, everybody just get in there, get logged in, and start playing. I mean, that's the key to this, is just getting familiar with it, just like us. John's the expert. He's got the most time in on this thing and knows it inside and out. But, if you're sitting there watching us at home, get familiar with it, because then you can start following a little bit on the tip-by-tip strategies as we go.
Yeah, I think the more you play it, just like any other game, the more you play it, not only the more you want to play it, but the more you learn about it. So no, I definitely agree with you on that. And some of the hangouts we'll be doing here in the near future will express that. So I'm looking forward to getting further down the road with it. Hopefully as far as John has already gotten before the end of the year, and see how things materialize. So, John, any closing comments for you?
No, just get in the game. It's fun. It's a hoot. Quite honestly, I think it's helping bringing families together. I mean, an hour ago, my middle son knocked on the door. He's here to play. He wanted to play. I mean, he's in the game, but he wanted to play with me being here. So, that's an exciting thing for a dad.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's very good. Well, glad to hear that. All right. Well, thank you, viewers, for checking in with us. We'll be back next Sunday, and what will that be? That'll be the 11th. We'll announce what the topic will be, and become a player. As John said, you see John's lower third there with his name and number on it, and just give him a call. And otherwise, you can check out on this website. There's a link to join, and each one of us are on there as well. So certainly appreciate you taking the time and effort, viewers, for checking in with us today, and whether it's live or on replay, or even possibly listening on one of the radio stations we broadcast on the internet. Thank you for taking the time today. Enjoy your football the rest of this Sunday here in the United States, wherever you are, and we'll be back next Sunday, the 11th. Yes. December 11th for a new topic and a new half hour of content and an update on the FireFan app. So from John and Richard, thank you, viewers, and we'll see everyone next week. Take care.